Wizards. What do we got here? Wizards and Philly. And we know we got a lot of guys missing for Philly. So do I have any bets in this one? I don't. So let me start with you, Ty. Do you have anything in this one?
So no, I stayed away from this one. And like I said, I just got back from the gym, so I have not been able to react to every single injury that happened in this Philly game.
Yeah.
Is Oubre is officially in? It looks like they're fully healthy now, right? And Embiid's even probable.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the case, I believe. Yeah. Right, Matt? Was there anything we were talking about earlier that I missed?
Yeah, I was literally thinking to myself, like, it's a crowded rotation. I don't know what to do with VJ. I don't know what to do with Grimes. I don't know what to do with Oubre, and I don't know what to do with Watford. Especially considering I would expect Oubre and Watford to be on some type of minutes restriction, whether that be, like 20 minutes or 25 minutes. That's still going to affect like VJ and Grimes, even though that's baked into their line. And I don't know that I trust anything specifically. I looked at Grimes RA, but I just couldn't get there just because it feels like too much of a gamble to gamble on, if that makes sense.
Yep. I understand that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah. Was there anything in the comments that you saw, Matt, before you take this?
Let's see. Anything for the Wizards and 76ers in the comments? While y'all are doing that, I'll vamp. I do like Trey Johnson. I think if you could still get him at 13.5, that makes sense. I unfortunately have to take him at 14.5 on Hard Rock, and I will be doing that. I think everyone else got a bump with CJ being out, but I did not see a bump for Trey specifically.
Yeah.
And I think that's telling. You can choose what kind of telling that is, but I like Trey over 14.5 and definitely over 13.5.
Yeah, no, I see that. And I know Swish was on that too. He's in the comments, just to make that real quick, that if you guys see Swish in the comments, feel free to ask him if you got a question about anything. He's the man behind this dashboard right here who put it all together. So he's got the goods. But what were you going to say there, Ty? I think you had something in response to Matt.
Yeah, so first game this year that Bub Carrington missed. I think that Trey Johnson does make a ton of sense here. I mean, just like a rookie on a back-to-back, it does not matter whatsoever. In fact, that's people that you probably should be targeting, right? The people who you know are going to play some additional minutes, even if the game gets like messy, probably. So I'm totally in agreement there with you, Matt, on Trey Johnson here.
I also thought Sarr at 17.5, he definitely got the bump. But if you consider that CJ was taking 15 shots per game, and then you also take into consideration where specifically Sarr takes his shots at, I don't trust Joel to stop him. So I think he can easily get to 20.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. What do you guys think about Maxey unders?
Maxey unders. Whoa. You should have paused and given us dramatic effect for Maxey unders, because I was not expecting that. This is an interesting look here in terms of blowout. Faye, would you be expecting a blowout? Is that part of the cap?
Well, yeah. So first of all, I do think we get a locked-in Philly team, right? I think I've been trying to pay attention to this stuff a little bit more, because I think it definitely matters. I mean, Philly just lost a really, really bad game to Denver with absolutely nobody. So, I don't expect them to be coasting whatsoever. I mean, mostly Wizards, if you look at what they give up, it's mostly catch and shoot stuff and at rim stuff. They actually are pretty aggressive on top options. Now they have terrible personnel, right? So if someone's going try hard, they can still get theirs, obviously. Yeah. But is this a spot where Maxey is going to play 40 minutes? Is this a spot where he's going to be forcing it? I mean, there's so many plus matchups all over the place. I don't know, man. What's the point of playing Maxey more than 38 minutes here?
Yeah.
I can get behind the logic. I don't know if I'm brave enough to go take his under.
Right. Well said. Let me put everybody in here. I don't even know how many games this year.
Josh, real quick though. Look at Maxey with 40 or less minutes. 40. We're not asking for much here.
Less than so not 52, you're saying less than that.
No. And then
let's do 30 or 39. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's
quite interesting. This is at 27.5. So that in and of itself, I've been telling myself, anything 25 and 26.5, I'm down to play. And I'll consider 27.5 if I think he's going for 30. The things that get me to him going over 30, though, are not even necessarily the minutes as much as the personnel. Just when it's a game where it's oh, yes, I get to shoot 25 times. And even if I make 12 of them or 10 of them, but I still get to the free throw line 10 times, no one's going to get mad at me, because it's either me taking a forced shot or, VJ Edgecombe is my second best option. Maybe a Paul George, right? It's still just Maxey. So when you have Joel out there at 26.5 points with a usage that he's going to see, that's where I just go I I think that's too big of a difference. Now he's been really good with Joel. I know he's actually got like more points in the games Joel's playing. We had a dude in the Discord that was like, I'm always betting Maxey now when Embiid plays just because he has this like I need to be the alpha thing that he thinks that Maxey sort of exudes when he plays with Embiid. All of that said, 27.5, I'm going to have like this real strong reason to play an over. And if this was 29 to 30.5, you could definitely talk me into this. The 27.5 is something where I'm like, this is a number that I most often want to go over for Maxey because he's a dude who averages 30 a night anyway, right? And I think he's going for the scoring title, which we still have 100 to 1. God bless Swish for bringing that up at the beginning of the season if Maxey ends up the scoring leader on the season. But I don't mind it. Would you add other stuff to make yourself feel comfortable? It get to like 40.5 PRA maybe?
Well, I mean, here's the thing too. So you mentioned like Maxey with Embiid. I think that like, I mean, dude, look at his minutes in those games. He's averaging like 43 minutes. If a cool thing about Props Madness is if you just go with just straight points or switch the filter over to points, do it with Embiid, with George, and with Edgecombe. And then you can see like, I mean, his usage goes down, right? So there's, I mean, if your usage is going down, that's way more sticky than points, in my opinion, like way more sticky. Can you see usage?
Yeah, the usage goes down like a percentage from his season average.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, it's underneath the graph here. I get it. I do. I get the under. To me, again, if you got this to 29.5, I'd be like, let's talk. When I see this number, anything below 28, like 27 and below, I'm like, yeah, this is either a stay away or an over for me at that number specifically. But I don't want to talk you out of it either. Even though I'm just showing you a ton of green right now on this chart on Props Madness, that's probably not.
The minutes are so high though, dude. Like Maxey's like, I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna like. What would you project him on the dot for on minutes, or what is Swish? I bet Swish probably has it pretty high because he plays so many damn minutes. But like, what do you think he plays?
I mean, it's a 16.5 point spread. So you're like, we have him at 38, mostly just because like, if you're a start, well, he's at about 38 anyway. And if he's actually at 39 on the season, I think maybe 40. Was that what it just said over here? He's at 40 minutes on the season, like Josh Hart playing under Thibodeau minutes. So 38 is a fair projection on the minutes. I think the key here is you go to matchup and you scroll down and go to fade out the faders on the blowout. And he loses 4 minutes and about 5 points when they win by like 8 or more points. So that's a helpful thing there. Yeah.
Swish in the comments said that Maxey versus Washington is 27.5 at true and then 25.5 neutral. So
interesting.
Okay.
Right. I personally I think under 36 minutes makes sense. I'm not brave enough to take it personally.
Yep.
You just feel like an idiot, like when you're watching like him like participate in a layup line, and it's like, oh
no, I totally get it.
Embiid goes to the locker room. Oh, the Wizards are tied at halftime, and you're chalked. It's like,
yep.
There were a couple of comments. There was Kispert points. I've never bet on Kispert, so I'll let y'all talk about that. And then one for Bagley double.
I know Swish likes Kispert. So
got up that trade value.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Isn't carrying his weight.
I guess it really comes out of minutes. He played 18 in that 26-point loss in his first one back from this. He just randomly played 13 minutes against the Hornets and was out for another like 2 weeks. So, I mean, I don't know what to do with his minutes. On the season, he's at 19.5. Like, there's not many games he's going to play touch 30. Let's say you give him like 22 in this one, for example.
Yeah, Swish has him as a sixth man. So
sixth man. So he does have him at a decent minutes here. So, like, I think if you go like 22 to 28, then doesn't have very many games with that, huh? 10-11 is fair. I'll pull Washington up real quick.
He also asked who comes off the bench for Washington, which is a great question.
Like Will
Let's start with
Riley,
who's starting. Yeah, so who's starting? So Bilal, Sar, Bub. We gotta remove CJ from there. Probably just didn't have like an out tag yet or something. But Trey would start. So that's 1, 2, 3. Because I think Bub probably starts. Well, maybe not Trey. I'm a little bit lost now. Bub and Trey starting, I guess it makes sense in the backcourt. And then you have Sar, Bub, Bilal. We need Champagnier. Yeah, probably not Bags. But I guess that does leave some more minutes for Bagley, which would add up. We don't even have, Kispert. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, no, we do. I'm sorry. But we have him a little bit high. Yeah, for minutes for specifically, who are you talking about right now? Was it the question was for
Kispert?
Kispert, thank you. 32 seems high. But I guess if he's 6-man, you get him to like 26 minutes. I still think it's like, yeah, I think 10 points is a reasonable projection for him. I think it's a bit of a gamble with all things considered and all the variables that go into that bet. So that's kind of my last part of it.
Yeah, that's what Swish mentions is it's very, very high variance.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's keep rolling. If you guys have stuff for Detroit and Chicago, let me know. Like I said, I'm gonna go head down for a minute. So if you guys can just kind of run things so I can just get this that'd be muy appreciated.
For sure. I'll give my thoughts on Detroit and Chicago.
Beautiful.
So one thing that I noticed about Detroit, guys, and if it like that I picked up on especially last game, is they are a very, very single coverage team. So if you're a high usage guy who like shoots a lot of pull-ups, who can score at 3 levels, you're going to be able to get a ton of shots up. Looking at this Bulls team, man, like because Detroit, they will like collapse in the paint. They don't allow anything in the paint. Looking at this Bulls team, man, I think that it's like a terrible matchup for everyone. Like genuinely, like Vooch, it's like he's cooked against Stewart, and like they don't allow anything to pick and roll, man. Modest Buzelis is probably going to be pretty high usage. He's been very, very high usage in the games without Kobe and without Giddey. 19, 21 points, 17, 26 over the last 4 since those 2 went out. I know Kobe played in one of those games, but had a 26-point game in there. So look, Matt, do you have any opinion on any Bulls guy? Because in terms of like overs, I think it's just like a bad matchup for quite literally everyone.
Yeah, I've been on the Buzelis PRA over train for a little while, but I don't know that I like it tonight for very, very obvious reasons. If I had to go somewhere, I think it makes sense to go to IO, but 13.5, I don't even know that I like that. Yeah, Bulls are just tough, man, because Detroit is an absolute like wall they're about to run into, and I don't know that I trust them to get past it. I do like Asar if you can still get. Let's see, it's at 6.5 boards now. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I had his 8.5 RA as well, but it's at 9.5. Jesus, that's like those things are gone.
Asar
Asar
was 17.5 PR this morning. I was looking at it, I really liked it. I couldn't get there, and now it's 19.5, and I'm like, why did I not play it?
Yeah, there's not much in this game that I honestly like, just because this is the game of the night that I do expect, outside of obviously OKC, and I just don't know how I feel about that yet, to be a blowout. I just don't see how Chicago keeps this close, especially with Kobe White out. Buzelis can only do so much, but I agree with Swish in the comment section. If there is someone I am going to bet on, it has to be Io, just because he's the cheapest and hasn't seen the bump of Kobe yet.
Yeah, this game stinks. Honestly, I would recommend people. This game reeks of like, oh, it should be a blowout. Oh, who the hell is even going to score? And then like the Bulls just win because it's guys. There's something about January hoops that these teams like honestly, dude. The Knicks or the Pistons are coming off of a super emotional win, back to back. Honestly, against like the Knicks, the Cavs, the teams that they're supposed to be competing with. This game just reeks of like the Pistons absolutely shitting the bed and like just some weird stuff happening. So I don't know, man. And February hoops or January hoops are the
It is notable to say that Cunningham does have a questionable tag and it was added late, so I don't know what to expect from that. Another thing that I looked at was I had Ron Holland, was it yesterday or the day before? I took him on boards. That thing jumped. It's like up 2 points now. So if you, I don't hate. If you can like parlay it or get it live, I like 4.5. I think that's a really good look for his boards, especially against Chicago. But I wouldn't take 5.5.
This game just got turned upside down.
Josh, I say we move on to the next game. Does anyone?
Yeah, did K just get listed questionable?
No, it was earlier in the day.
All right. Yeah, we can move on. I did bet before Kobe White was listed out, which doesn't seem to matter, but I got Trey Jones under 6.5 times. I know he's capable of getting like 13 in a game. This is the number 1 assist defense. He actually played this team without Giddey and Kobe earlier this season. Where the heck are you? Come here, suggested. Come on. Let's do this faster. So he did have a good game here, 17 potentials with Giddy in that game. I forget who was out. This was like the first game of the season. I'm going to go ahead and scrap that. Like 3 weeks later to whatever that is, 2 weeks later. Yeah, 3 weeks. He had 11 potentials, 11-point game. This one is at 10 right now. Yeah, with the possibility of one team blowing the other out. We don't know if the Bulls are just going to randomly do it because nothing makes sense right now. But I still think that under 6.5 is a good number, and it's not really moved. Actually, I think I got a pretty good odds on it compared to what's available right now. So that was my favorite bet in this one. I was looking for Bulls guys to fade. And I do think Io is still cheap. If he's still at 13.5, my fear again would be potential blowout here, and that he just doesn't need to play minutes. And we see him at 22 points and like 22 minutes and like 11 points or something annoying like that. And we just go, well, if he played 28, he easily gets there. So I don't want to deal with that, but I might be betting him now that it's still at 13.5. So, but I'm down to move on from this game unless anybody wants to respond to the million words I just used.
No, I'm good.
I agree.
Good call. Do you want to go? Just take me wherever you want to go then, Ty?
Yep. Okay. Let's go to Toronto and Charlotte. I think that I made a play that's moved a point, and I probably wouldn't take it anymore. But I do want to make a note that if you look at LaMelo Ball's back-to-back trend, so this isn't a back-to-back, but it is a front end of a back-to-back. They really monitor his minutes, 24 and then 25 over like the last two back-to-backs. And then they had another back-to-back where front end 26 minutes in a game they lost by 1, right? That was 3 games ago. So like as competitive as it could get. So I'm on LaMelo under rebounds and assists, but the Raptors are really kind of like switching everything. So like if you're a pull-up shooter, if you're high usage, like you're able to kind of get your shots off and stuff. So someone like Brandon Miller, he's been playing a lot of minutes, is pretty intriguing to me at 19.5. I didn't pull a trigger on it, but I do think the volume is going to be pretty solid for him. And he's at like 30 minutes.
Right. You know that he is still questionable, which doesn't matter. I mean, if he plays, whatever. He doesn't play voids, but
yeah.
So, yeah, but you like him as sort of coming off of playing like, yeah, he's been hot lately for sure too.
Yeah, good form, good minutes. I like B. Miller here. I think he plays like 33, 34.
I can see it. Matt, did you have something in this game?
Yeah, I have Musa boards at 10.5. That's just an absolute hit.
Just like rain is wet, you got to bet Musa boards. Go Knowles over there with your Florida State jersey.
I also just a small parlay I made earlier. It's like I think it's like plus 375. I took Musa for 12 boards and then Con to 20. So they want if anyone wants a prize pick 2-man, there you go. I guess that one works.
Con opened at 17.5. Do you think this is priced now at 2 points higher because, and also Colin Sexton's 2 points higher? So this is like Brandon Miller's out is how they're pricing that.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It actually looks like so. Yeah.
Yeah, it opened at 17.5. I looked at it this morning.
Yeah. We still have most at 11.5, and you're not going to change our mind if you put this at 28 minutes. I promise you that. And Con is at 18 because Brandon Miller is still in. But like I said, like I think the market is pricing him like Brandon Miller is not in. Let us know if you have any thoughts on that, Swish. We'll be interested to know if you think that 19.5 for Con and 17.5 for 14.5 for Sexton rather is that. But Bridges didn't get a bump. Just those other guys. Which kind of adds up.
Did y'all have any other thoughts, or do you want to go to comments?
No, I'm down to move. These are the guys that get a bump if Brandon Miller is ruled out in terms of their minutes and their points. So if you are on the dashboard and you're looking at the team projections, you can see that right here. If you just click on the guy who's either questionable or out. So no, feel free to move to the next guy or game.
So there is a comment about
should we be rolling with CMB boards? Can I interrupt to just ask that?
I mean, you and I have talked about this. I'm not going to bet it, just to be clear. But it's the line that you would bet if you bet it. It's just, do you think the guy actually gets the boards? Because he's going to have the chances.
I bet on his rebounds in the last 5. You only get one guess. Yeah, do you think he's going to actually pull down the boards like this game where he had 12 chances and 3 rebounds? Rebounding like Miles Turner out here. That was unnecessary. I don't know why Miles Turner just caught strays for no reason.
Miles Turner.
If I were to bet on boards, it's got to be Musa. I don't know how much it's going to affect Murray getting boards, but
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to share a bet. You know what does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. You just want to bet it in the quiet and darkness of your own phone that no one else has to know if you bet it. And you don't have to
No
admit it.
accountability at all.
I love it. That's fair.
There is a comment of a LaMelo Ball under 7.5. I guess assists. Is that right?
Yeah, that's a good bet. That's a great bet, I think.
He's never gone over
yeah,
against the
we have
Raptors.
6.3. Yeah. What did he do? Did he play them? He did play all 3 games. This is points. This is dimes. He got it once on 11. That's running pretty hot. And then these are, I think, one of these was a back-to-back. But yeah, then he got hurt, right? Like you said, on December 5th. So only played 12 minutes. So I wouldn't necessarily just use like pass. And it's actually all the way down to 6.5. So I think the market agrees that under 7.5 is a good play for LaMelo on the dimes. And we like it too. Granted, we have him at a really low number because the model's like he plays 20 minutes and he plays, it's just like kind of screwing him up with it. But I can see it. Yeah, I don't have much else for that. But anything else in the comments about this game?
Not that I am seeing. I'm not seeing
we did have a comment that was this is helpful, so I appreciate it. So Ma'am is saying I love the 50 picture. Look at Melo dimes without B Miller. So Miller out. Whew, that's scary. I see you. That's 9 games. That's all the beginning of the year too, right? When Miller missed all that time. So do with that what you will. I mean, he was averaging 31 minutes. So yeah, still not even that much more than the 28 that is likely. I think he plays in this one because he's been playing 28, right? Not even. He's been playing 25, 26. So keep that in mind. That's about 32 minutes a night when he was playing without Miller at the beginning of the year. This is going to be a bit more about minutes, I think, too, than just matchup. So I think overall you have a lot of variables that will help you take an under on his dimes in this game at 7.5. But I'm not trying to take it even for plus 106 at 6.5 personally. So
Swish is confirming what Ty is saying about Melo's dicey minutes. And then in addition to that, someone's asking about can nibble 18.5 without Miller.
Con. Yes, you can. 19 sounds about right. Yeah, like I said, like this jump to 19.5 from 17.5 feels a lot like a Miller out jump. Possibly people betting it. So not like I mean for Con, I haven't really seen much without that really makes a difference for Con this season. Like he might just be their best offensive player. So like it doesn't really matter. I don't know if I'm joking or not, really. So I mean, if you look at his availability, there's no question he's the best offensive player on this team. And then Miles Bridges becomes a bit more important, but that's all I really have for this one. Yeah, the Diabate boards, and then I'm not betting. I would bet CMB at 4.5 is where I'm at with the Raptors, but I don't really bet that much. So, quick reminder: go ahead and give the video a like if you do like it, I guess. But if it helps everybody kind of see the video, I know Ty is sharing this on his channel as well. And if you do want to jump into Props Madness, use code LYB. That'll get you 25% off your first month. That's the matchup stuff we're looking at here. And then this Swishland model, we have a free trial going on the site here. It's on landyourbets.com. So you can check this out. You got we also have the player stuff over here. So you can kind of sift through players as you want. And the matchup data is under the team tab as well. So you can see things like opponent analysis, how easy they are to score or assist against or rebound. Player matchups, who has an edge on the play type stuff, and then rest patterns, back to back, blowout patterns, things like that. We also got the sweet little chat down here that I never really use because I'm just like going fast on the show, but you can just treat this like AI, and it's basically Swish's brain in a computer that he just took and put it there. And now you can ask some questions if you have the chat. So let's go to wherever you want to go, Ty, actually.
Yeah. Let's go to Nuggets Celtics. I have a ton of opinions on this game. Honestly, few too many. Well, the main opinion is that if you look at Boston over the last 10 games, they are allowing like the highest catch and shoot frequency I've ever seen over a 10-game sample. Like genuinely, 41.1% of their shots that they're giving up are catch and shoot. 39.5% of the shots that they're giving up are catch and shoot threes. So basically what that means is Jamal Murray is going to see some very, very, very aggressive coverages, and Denver plays a ton of non-shooters, right? Peyton Watson's an iffy shooter. Christian Brown's an iffy shooter. He's going to play. Deron Holmes, iffy shooter. Bruce Brown, iffy shooter. These guys, I personally played Watson over threes. But all these guys are going to get open looks today. And I think that Murray's going to see some really, really tough coverages. So I'm a big fan of Jamal unders and, pick your poison on who else you're picking an over on for threes. But
that's a great call. What the hell happened? This is the exact opposite of the defense that this team played last year.
Yeah.
What they are like, everybody who plays as under Ime Udoka doesn't allow catch and shoot. And now
It's
they're blitzing the pull up.
They're literally
out,
running
by
the
the
same defense as OK. They're running the OKC defense. If you look at they're not giving
Yeah.
up anything in the paint. They're giving up a ton of catch and shoot stuff. They're being super
Right.
aggressive on top guys. They're leaving
Super
bums wide
weird.
open.
You guys remember that last year, like, and ever since Ime has been in Boston, they're like one of the tougher teams to get assists against, one of the tougher catch and shoot defenses, and you can score if you can get your shot off in isolation because they're not going to bring help. And now it's complete opposite. So yeah, they're playing like Mike Brown defense almost, which I guess personnel wise it makes sense. They're way better than we all thought they were going to be. So dope. All right, well, keep rolling with that. I do have these 4 bets I'm gonna put down, but we haven't gotten to these games yet. I am gonna bet on Io though, just because we did talk about Dosunmu and I didn't make that clear. But I'm gonna bet on his
Quick
points.
thought on last game. Brandon is out.
Who dat? Oh, Brandon Miller.
Yeah, he's out.
Brandon
As of 40 seconds ago.
B Miller. Yeah, that's what these lines look like. I don't think anything's gonna move. So, but no, that's good to know. Let's keep rolling. Keep going with this one though. So I do like your Jamal Murray under. Did you have another? You said pick our poison. Can you pick the poison for us? What else should we do?
So I went Peyton Watson over 1.5 3.
Okay, cool. That's what you meant by
I
poison.
got a plus 140 on it. I think the number's a little bit worse, but dude, you could honestly sell me on Christian Brown. I mean, he doesn't have like a widely available number, but I think that minus 152 is a really good price for him to hit one. I think that De'Ron Holmes, there's like a minus 116 at Builder. I mean that's way off FanDuel, so it's probably a good bet regardless.
Right.
But I think that's a good look too. I mean, I think that a lot of the stuff's a good look, man. It's kind of. I also like Aaron Gordon unders.
Are you worried about minutes? Can I ask you that real quick? Like, how do we parse minutes here? Not parse them. Like,
I think he plays 24 minutes if it's
okay.
close.
So like, let's give Gordon and Brown 24, and then like Watson, Murray like 35.
Mm-hmm. That's where I'd.
And that's assuming they don't get blown out since they're 9.5 point dogs.
Yeah.
And now no one's gonna be surprised by them. Yeah. Little revenge narrative, losing the championship. I'm stretching, but maybe. What a god awful finals that was. Okay, it was boring, right? It was terrible. I see that, and I think honestly, like I feel like my poison might actually be THJ. Swish, I'm interested if you have anything on THJ. I know we've been talking about him. You brought him up last show, actually, I believe, Ty. One of the ones. They're all meld together. But if you have him at like normal, like starter 34 minutes or something like that, I don't know if he starts, but if you think he plays, let's say 32, he's at 13.5 points. We have him at 14 in a high minutes projection. But like I said, even if you get him to suggested minutes, there we go. Let's get him to like 30. I think you can say like at least 30, 34. I guess it doesn't really make you too happy with his minutes. So I'm not sure if that matters. All right, let me back out and actually just send these bets out that I finally got down real quick. So just if you want me to just like jump to something, just let me know and I'll just move to it. And I'm gonna keep my mic off to keep me from getting distracted and talking for like 2 minutes.
Ty, what do you think about under Gordon 18.5? There was a comment about it.
I really like it. So Aaron Gordon is going to be in a high usage role here. If he was in like a low usage role where he's kind of spotting up, and I think that would actually be more beneficial for him. But Boston, like I said, they really collapsed in the paint. I will note he did have a ridiculous usage rate, but I mean, honestly, I would probably make his line 17.5. I think it's like at 19.5 if he's only going to play 24 minutes. I do think that with how good Boston has been playing too, there is a range of outcomes where they do get blown out. So 19.5 under PR for Gordon, I am pretty high on.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. He is definitely on a minutes restriction. I was thinking that earlier before it was announced, so it makes complete sense because his line was already adjusted to it. I am completely in line with it.
Yep.
Let's see if there's any other comments. Also, Swish agrees with Gordon. Let's see. What do you think about Luke Garza?
Wait, sorry, I know I was passed out, but wait, should I be betting on Aaron Gordon? I'm always down. Just the matchup and the fact that he's at a good enough number with the minutes that we expect.
The under,
I think we're leaning under.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay, cool. Still down for
Yeah.
that, but all right, cool. As you were, I'll move the screen around however you need.
So there's comments about Luke for 9 points. You have any thoughts on that?
I don't like betting on Garza or these Celtics role guys because like they'll be playing like Joe Mazzulla plays who plays good, right? And if Luka Garza screws up once, dude, he's gonna get benched. So I personally like to stay away from those. I know like if you look at his recent games, he's been playing good. He's been bringing energy. Mazzulla's been playing him, rewarding him with minutes. You could definitely sell yourself on the script that maybe Denver doesn't really have a backup big, and you know what? Maybe he could be pretty good on a per-minute basis. And if they do win by margin, that would probably be pretty good for Luka too. I personally just am not interested in betting Luka Garza stuff.
I am a recovering Mazzulla addict. Like I cannot figure out what his rotations are ever. So I've bet Luke Garza twice, and I'm 1-1. So I have no true opinion on this. I tend to agree with you that I just don't know how to bet Mazzulla. Or his rotation specifically.
With the role guys are just all over the place. It's alts. Maybe bet alts. Be like, oh, it's Hugo's night. He's going to score 8 points and grab 8 rebounds and parlay it. I think that's how you go about these role guys. Oh, Luka Garza is going to get a double here. Like, I think that's the way to do it.
What about Keita? How do you feel about his boards?
I mean, the Nuggets probably are a really, really poor rebounding team right now. with Deron Holmes what is he, like 6'7"?
Right.
6'7". Yeah, no, he should. I mean, on a per minute basis, you think he'd do pretty good.
And then Swish is bringing up Peyton. I looked at this earlier today. He did seem a bit cheap. I just don't know what to do with Peyton Pritchard. I have never successfully bet that guy, even like dating back to last year. So I've stayed off of him this year, but he does look cheap today.
He has really poor hit rates on his stuff with Brown and White. If you just like do like points, that's the one thing that I remember. I was like looking into that like this year. It's kind of been rough for him. I don't know. I also don't really have like a great feel on what Denver's doing defensively, to be honest. I mean, I'm guessing they're pretty bad, but I don't really have a great feel what they're doing. Like
that's the annoying part is when everybody plays. When Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon play, they're a top 5 defense. When they don't play, they're a bottom 10 defense. It's like crazy to jump, and they miss so many games. They dip that far. It was basically just like a team that was just willed by Nikola Jokic, just willing it to victory every game. So
yeah, agreed completely.
Yeah, I don't have anything in this game personally, just because I don't know what Denver's doing. I don't like Boston's rotations. I expect it to be not a close game, so I didn't put any money on it.
Matt,
Swish.
Matt, you want to just move us wherever you want to go?
I honestly do not have Props Madness on, so
No, I'm just saying I got it going. Just like tell us whichever game you think we should go to next. Are you guys good with Clippers Knicks? I think there's enough in this one to at least talk about. It's not like a boo-boo game, but if you don't have anything, then we can keep it going.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Okay.
I got one thought on Clippers Knicks. I still think Zubac stuff is too low. Specifically points. I like that. I really like that Harden is playing. The one thing I would wait for is I would want to see if the Knicks ditch their double big lineup and go to Deuce at the 2. Because then if Kat's individual matchup, the Knicks, they haven't been great at defending the paint recently, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're kind of middle of the pack, like in terms of field goals made from less than 10 feet. And just like a 13.5 point line for Big Zoo. I don't know. And there's like some 12.5s out there too. I think he's going to play. He played 33 minutes last game. I think if this game is close, I'd probably have him for like 32 to 38 or something. And I don't know. Feels pretty good there.
Swish is asking, would Mitchell Rob get more minutes with Zubac? Any thoughts on that?
My fear is that they are so bad defending the rim, and it's been because they haven't had Mitch Rob and Josh Hart for some games. They haven't had Mitch Rob for some games. And like, you want to talk about feasting. If Cat's playing drop defense still, go ahead, do you. Like, what is that going to do? It is worthless as a defense. I hope Mike Brown figures that out soon. Speaking as a Knicks fan, not someone who wants to bet against the Knicks, but that is I took Zion against the Knicks. I think Mitch Rob was out that game, so that's what that's about. But I think even if Mitch Rob's in, he's still not matching Zoo's 33 minutes or whatever he plays. So I think there's gonna be plenty of time for him on the court. just putting Cat in the blender or getting like the Diawara minutes or whatever. So if he's still playing, yeah, I know. Some things about Mike Brown I love, and some things I'm like, what the are you doing? Galaxy brain over here. So I did take my boy Miles, my push the button, my just push the button number, which we should at least start coining that, Matt. My just push the button number for Miles McBride is 10.5, and I still got this before it moved to 11.5. But if he's playing like 22 minutes, then this is golden. Anywhere from 22 to like 26, and I think he's firmly locked in at 26, being the first guy off the bench with Mitch Rob starting. So without Josh Hart too, the minutes just go up for him. Oh, I'm sorry, the minutes don't go up for him. The usage goes up for him, and especially because, like I said, he's the first guy off the bench, and so he gets a little bit more of that time. So love him to get like I think 15 plus is still doable, but I'm just going to keep playing the hit the button number for Miles McBride, which is 10.5. So that's my favorite look. And I'm sorry, I actually like John Collins more. I got him at 11.5. I just thought I still just think it's wrong. I know that there's outs for him to not hit this, but he has been getting minutes. He played 39 without Harden, played 29 with Harden and Kawhi, played 20, only 20 in a blowout, 22 in a blowout win. Like Kawhi was going off and they were blowing teams out and he wasn't scoring as much. And so I think that like recent stuff is just, it's not right. So if he's playing 30 minutes, which seems like he's out of doghouse, then yeah, then he should be good to go. So those are my two looks in this one. If you guys had anything else in this one, or if there's something in the chat, Matt, that you want to go to.
I'm flirting around with OG's boards in this game. I haven't decided if I'm going to take it or not, but I like the thought of either Mitch, Rob, and Zubac, or Cat and Zubac fighting over boards and OG just crashing them.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the thought of that. I haven't decided on if I'm going to take it. Do you have any thoughts on OG?
Is it 5.5?
Yeah, -1 or +103 on DraftKings.
Yeah, he is at about 4.5 boards per game when he plays with Mitch, Rob, and Cat, regardless of if Hart's out there or not.
Good
so
comps.
that's really it for me. That's what it comes down to.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah. But like he's just not a very good rebounder until it's like, well, who else is gonna do it? That's kind of the moment that I bet on OG rebounds, essentially.
No, I get that.
Yeah. So anything else from the chat before, or I don't know if we asked you, Ty. You said you had something else for this one or no?
No, that's kind of it for that game.
No worries. Anything in the chat then, Matt, that we should
There's a Collins over 11.5 points in chat.
Yep, took that. Yep, I like that. I also love the matchup for him as a corner 3 guy. I think the threes were a pretty good price early. Oh yeah, they're still +180 if you wanted to take him to get 2 against a defense that is 4th worst in the league in the last 5 games for the Knicks.
I'm seeing Chris Dunn over 13.5 PRA.
That was going to be a bet for me if James Harden was out.
He is.
I don't. Yeah, I don't trust his PRA with Harden, but I mean it's still pretty low. Oh, 14.5. Yeah, no. Like this was 12.5 when Harden was questionable, and I was like, this is worth it, even if Harden plays. But now 14.5 with Harden is like, yeah, that's about right.
Hey, I just made an official pick. If you guys want this,
yeah, let's run it.
Okay. Orlando and Brooklyn. I wonder if it's about to move. It's probably going to move. But I took Day'Ron Sharpe over 12.5 points and rebounds. So it just came out that Claxton's on a minute restriction like 20 minutes ago or so.
Yeah.
Obviously that's going to correlate directly with Day'Ron. So I gave him 20 minutes, and I feel like that's being a little bit conservative. I think it's going to be closer to like a 26-22 split if they're going to come out and say minute restriction and stuff. And per 20 minutes, he is at what is he at for PR? I just calculated. He's at 15.5 PR per 20 minutes. You're getting a 12.5 line. I think that's a pretty damn good look. And
I
agree.
I like the way you work. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was just saying I agree.
Yeah.
And then Swish is saying he's at 20 minutes for 12 for Day'Ron for 12 and 6.5.
12.5 PR.
I guess it's 12 points and 6.5 rebounds. So
he likes both the points and the PR.
Yeah.
So he's at.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm going to take that as well. There is a question about Mikal Bridges. Do y'all have anything on that? I'm assuming they mean points.
I love that Day'Ron Sharpe look. Thank you for bringing that up. But you're right. This is probably going to go up as the news of Claxton spreads. So Mikal Bridges, Mikal the Destroyer, Mikal the Inconsistent. Is it points?
That's my assumption. It just says any thoughts on Mikal Bridges. So
I
my
just don't
thoughts
want-
is
My thoughts are I just don't want that smoke. Man.
yeah.
That's
I
my
agree.
thoughts, bro. Like, I don't know if he's just in his own head. If he's like, well, I got to play 82 games, so I got to take some plays off. I don't know. I don't know why he just turned down that wide open 6-foot bunny in the lane and decided to kick it out or drive back out to the 3-point line. I don't know why he did that. I thought he was a cerebral guy. That's my take on him as a Knicks fan. So like, I don't know, 14.5 definitely seems low, mostly because his recents have been so bad. He's been shooting 40, 36, 37, 56, 60, 46, probably like 42% from the field or something in these last like 8 games. I don't know. I don't think there's much like without Josh Hart stuff. There's nothing for him that it could be anything that I don't know what's going on, why he does well sometimes and why he doesn't others. So I don't have a pattern to run us through on that one. So that's my Mikal Bridges stuff. Did you want to touch on that at all, Ty?
Dude, I don't like betting on Mikal Bridges.
Yeah. Just another way of saying the same thing. Yeah, I appreciate it. No doubt. So let's see. I want to make sure I still have this. So we still have Kawhi to do a lot but I think they're going to blitz Kawhi, and I think they're going to. Oh, and we probably still have Harden out because that news needs to like be better on Twitter to help us get there. But for the Knickerbockers, the things we were talking about for Mikal, we have him at about 14.8. It's about where we have him. Everything seems about fair here. I think Miles was the one I was getting the biggest bump on, and then I don't know, Mitch Robinson to get boards. Nah, probably not. I mean, if he was coming off the bench going up against Brolo, maybe, but I don't have much
Cade's
there
out.
for that one. So, who is Cade?
Wow.
Yeah, Cade is out. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, that's big.
You know what though? I love my AO bet, my IO bet even more now because I think the
Yeah.
blowout's a little bit less likely.
It's way less likely. I feel like Cade is such a usage dominator. Like
Dominate. Dominates.
he be dominating that time of possession, bro. Every time I look up at a Pistons game, it's Cade dribbling around, you know.
No
I wonder-
question. Or someone looking to pass the ball to Cade. Like,
Yeah.
where's Cade at?
So
I am
that's
loving my
actually-
Asar assist RA right now. I am loving
That's
it.
fire. Yeah. Jesus. CLV might be able to feed your kids on this one.
Baby.
So
All right,
last year when Cade wouldn't play, and this dude's out here, but last year when Cade would not play, Jalen Duren really turned into
He's out.
a hub. I know. But he
Okay,
turned into an
okay.
the center turned into an offensive hub, right? Where they were running a ton of dribble handoff stuff. I wonder if they do that with Stu. Well, they have like 2 centers, so who would they even like do that shit with?
B-ball
Like,
Paul.
Yeah, probably B-ball.
I think
He's
they'd
more-
run it with Stu. I don't think B-ball Paul gets into action very much.
Let's see.
I see what you're thinking. There are 11 assists to go somewhere.
The Pistons offense will stink a little more, so maybe like 8.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, right. Let's not say 11. That's fair.
Karis LeVert sees a pretty high increase in assists with Cade off the court. He's at about close to 7 per 36.
You said LeVert.
Which he obviously won't play.
Yeah, I don't know how many minutes he's going to get. Like, I was looking at Javonte Green in general in this game, but that was when I thought LeVert might be hurt because it's a big dependence. But like, yeah, he's probably going to shoot up at least a point. But I think 9.5 was a great number for him with Cade
Who can
out
scale their,
in this one. Say
who can
again.
scale their game on this Pistons team?
Who can
like
say again?
Jay-
Sorry.
Scale their game up, like Ivy maybe.
Yeah. Like who can actually score on ball? You mean?
Yeah, who can like?
I know what you mean by scale up, and I'm just saying, like, I think that's what you're saying though. Specifically, is like, well, who's the ball handler scorer now? Like, where's Marcus Sasser at? He's not even.
Oh, that's a good
out.
one.
I
No,
think
that's
he's
a good
out.
pull.
I think he's out. He's been out. He's been out.
No, no,
Dennis. It's now Dennis.
But Dennis is a 2-way, so we can't actually bet on him, which sucks.
Oh, is he not going to be available?
Well, he's a 2-way, so like books just don't list like 2-ways.
They will at some point. No, like yeah, that's true. It's probably gonna be like on Bovada or something.
Well, no, because of the Jonte stuff, like 2-way, yeah, it'll be on Bovada. But like,
oh, you can't even put lines up for 2-way guys.
yeah,
They're asking about Marcus Sasser in chat.
Dude,
Yeah, that's
he's-
what I just said. But I think Marcus Sasser is just like out for the season, isn't he?
no, he-
That's what I'm checking right now.
Yeah, let me go to this injury report right quick. But that's where I was like, someone wake Marcus Sasser up from his hibernation. We need him to play basketball. Like, where is he?
I bet on that man the other day and he got 3 minutes. I was like, what are we doing?
Oh, he did. He showed face for 3 minutes, did he? We
Yeah, I
they
can't
probably
get
don't
the
even
injury
have
report
him. Yeah. Oh, they do. There we go. There's Marcus. Look at that haircut. Jesus, Marcus. You're on national television. So 5 minutes, 8 points though. Wait, did he just not play anymore after that? Or did
Yeah,
he get
he got 3 minutes. I have no idea. I wasn't watching the game, but I
That's
was like,
nasty.
what's going on?
I'll tell you right now, if you think it's that you should bet on Ron Holland, he's going to disappoint you, at least in my experience. I know the rebounds were a thought earlier that it could, but it's going to be jumped up. So there's going to be something. This is going to come back up. What an under the radar angle of K just being sort of like almost out the whole time.
Dude, they're probably just resting.
Let's see about these games toward near the bottoms here. I like your Dayron Sharp look a lot. I think I'm gonna anoint that one. Do you want to do anything else in this one or the Pellies Hawks?
I was
Don't
going to
forget
say
the
for the
Hawks are good at
Pellies
defense
Hawks,
now.
Herb
the
and
Hawks are good
Trey
at
are
defense
out.
now. Just going to put that out there. They also play way slower. They go from the second fastest team to the 15th fastest without Trey. They go from the worst defense, maybe second worst defense, to a top 17, 15-ish defense. Like, it's just a big jump to a different team. So I just want to, even though when you see Hawks, Pelicans, you're like fast and no defense. Yes, for the Pelicans, the Hawks are slowing down a little bit and they play good defense now, or good enough defense. So just putting that out there, but let's at least get into that one and then go from there. I'm more talking to myself because I see their logos and I'm like, oh my God, overs, but they might not be as prevalent.
I don't why is Kristaps at 17 and a half points?
I guess Onyeka just got ruled out, right? Officially?
Yes.
But he's still like
he's on a minutes restriction. Yeah.
I guess he is at 22 and a half PR on 24 minutes. I'd probably have him. I don't know. He played 20 minutes last game. What would you guys have KP at? Like 20, 23? 22?
That's what he's been playing, right? He's been playing like 20 max.
17,
20. 17, 20. And this is December. So like, yeah, since the 2 games he came back, he played 17, 20. I don't think he plays more than 20. I'm not necessarily willing to fade him against the Pellies more because of his catch and shoot than like his dominating anything down low.
Yeah.
But I would like the under more than the over for sure. And now I'm just kind of like, do we get Mo Gay? Maybe we just get Mo Gay.
Or Asa Newell.
I mean, sir, I'm assuming y'all know about Herb and Trey being out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trey Murphy.
Yeah. Do you guys want a little sneaky angle too for this game? So last game, the Pelicans and the Hawks faced off. They chose to guard Porzingis. I believe it was Porzingis with Queen. Or no. They guarded Dyson with Queen. So they put a center on Dyson and put a guard on Porzingis so they could kind of stay glued to him more so, I believe. And I don't think it worked because he had 30 points. But if you look at like Dyson, if you look at Dyson, he shot 4 threes, which you never see. You only see Dyson shooting 4 threes if he's getting guarded by a big. So he's a little bit interesting to me.
Dyson is?
Yeah.
Former team angle. This is the team that traded him to the Hawks. Yeah. I couldn't get there with Dyson. I mean, Onyeka being out is a big deal for sure, but like, this is actually what was the case last game, because I know I bet Mo Gay over like 11.5 PR in this game, and then he went 1 for 3, but he got the boards. Onyeka, it's the exact same situation. Trey and Onyeka missed this game, so it's literally the same thing as last game for these two teams. And this is the game that Atlanta won by 17. So Jalen Johnson came out early, had a lot of stuff, but came out early, so only had 18 points. And then but I believe maybe Herb was in there. I can't remember now. So does this lead you guys to anything? Honestly, like, I'm now getting right back into like Mo Gay 4.5 boards is kind of what I'm looking at. Because like, if you think KP is playing 20 minutes, then this dude's getting 25, 26.
Yeah, I'd watch out for Asa Newell though. They've been playing the rookie.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Right, that's a really good point. So, okay, I'll wait on that then. Let's just try to get to anything here that you guys want to. That's really at the end from like the Phoenix down.
So Shea's questionable. The midday downgrade is never great. Someone who I really want to play, who I'm gonna play no matter what. I think I'm gonna play Queso, Cason Wallace. I'm gonna take him either over points or over PA. It's just a perfect matchup against the Jazz, right? I mean, he's a pure spot up guy, pure catch and shoot. That's pure transition. I think it's a good buy low. Queso's been complete dog shit.
Was he hurt? What's up with these minutes?
So he's actually coming off the bench now. They did last game. He got hurt against the Warriors and then came off the bench. There's no Caruso here though. And Wiggins played like crap last game. Like he's a terrible defender. Like, people will look at Wiggins going off and stuff. They're like, oh, why does Wiggins not play? He's a terrible defender. And Mark Dagenham doesn't like that stuff. So I think Queso's probably at like.
And when you see how good Aaron Wiggins is on offense, he's got to be bad on defense if he's not getting minutes. Plus, he's on the Thunder. They want to play him in spurts, but he would be the guy that I would think would be the beneficiary without SGA. I think that was the case last season.
Queso doesn't benefit without Shea whatsoever.
Right. Like the games that SGA missed last season. Yeah, this is all regular season in the very end, and that's what happens is they just turn him into SGA almost. They're like, you're also stupid good at offense. Go ahead, and then he does. And this is a good matchup for it. So like, I'm not going to fade him by any means, but yeah, we're just looking for the overs on OKC. Like, where do we find the overs? Right. I did bet Nurk here, so I got his dimes. Like, I'm just done. Not like I reset my bar for Nurkic and his involvement in the offense for this Yaz team. So like Keontae in, Keontae out, Lowry in, out, doesn't matter if he's getting high 20s. He's their center. Not sure Flip is the future of this team in any way, shape, or form at center. Just don't see it for him. So I'm fine with the RA. I know Matt was talking about that earlier when we were on a call. 10.5 points in 28 minutes, 20 to 32 minutes for this dude is like, everything's just low. I know it's the Thunder, but it's also him versus Chet. And he's about to put his big Eastern European butt in Chet, and it's just done. So pause. But let's see if there's anything else. Is there anything in the chat about this one too, Matt? I know this is like a weird game right now for the Thunder.
Swish likes the case and look. There is we just got an update on Shea. He still remains questionable. And then there's under Markkanen 24.5 or under Keontae 21.5. But quickly,
I know some people on his unders.
Swish is saying we need to go back and look at Javonte Green 9.5 points.
I love when Swish has my back like that, because that's what I was thinking. Did it come back? Is it 9.5 anywhere? So it's 9.5 in two spots. It's coming back at 10.5. Would you still take that, Swish? Because I do love this angle against the Bulls. Well, you're not on the screen. I don't know why I thought he was like on screen for a minute. Let us know though, either way. Yeah, I love Javonte. I think he does get now, like without Cade, especially. I think like 28 to 30 is a pretty reasonable.
He would run it,
for him. What's that?
He would run it, yeah. He said he would bet it.
Yeah. 10.5. He said, yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
Sorry to derail.
No, that's what we do here. We derail. If things are more important. All right, I'm just sending something out.
But back to OKC. Likes case and look from Swish. Let's see. I'm not seeing much of anything from OKC. I mean, again, the under for Markkanen and under for Keontae at 24.5 and 21.5. But that's it for OKC. Flip 7.5 is bottomed out. Like even at 20 minutes, there could be a blowout run. I don't disagree with that, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect with OKC personally. I expect them to win this game as they should, but will they? I mean, will they win? Probably. Will it be a blowout? More than likely, the probability would be that, but I don't know that I personally expect it based on the run that they're on right now.
Yep.
I also, speaking of Nurkic, I like his assists, and then I also like his RA at 13.5.
Yep, you did. I knew that you liked his rebounds in addition to that. So I do think that's a good play in this game. I think he defies that. The 6.5 assists for Collier is just like at the juice. I'm just kind of like, I think he's good for 8 consistently. I get it. So if you want that, I just get terrified when he gets 15 minutes, and that's one of the games I bet on him, but also can bet on him at any point. So, and he's been 6.5 at the same number here. Tough matchup, but like it's Isaiah Collier. So if you think he gets minutes in a blowout, then it's fine. But again, is 18.5 points fair, especially if SGA doesn't play and the team just got waxed by Charlotte, and we keep waiting for them to be like, oh, they're going to take out their frustration on the next team, and then they lose to Charlotte. It's like, oh yeah, no, the next team, then the next one will do it. So I don't know if I trust them there. Lakers Spurs, I think there's something. I did end up betting Champagny a minute ago. I took the PR that was available at 17.5, and looks like you can still get that on at least FanDuel. Damn, I thought it was available on like 2 other books a minute ago, but I would take the 18.5. I was ready to for Champs. Like I've been eyeing him and been talking about him as the guy who comes in for Vassell. He is the guy starting for Vassell. He's getting like 32 minutes a night now without Vassell on the season. I don't know why I don't just show this to you. It's only 4 games, so it's not like awesome, but you're just putting him in that same role. And Vassell is the only guy that they're like, we're running catch and shoot, come around screens plays for you. They're still not running that for Harrison Barnes. Champs is just coming in and doing that now for them. So we basically seen Vassell at like 14.5 consistently as a good number. And I just think Champagny should be a little bit better than that. And he's a much better rebounder than Devin Vassell as well. So happy to take him in this spot. Corner shooter against the Lakers. Not a bad look there, but didn't have anything else in this one. If either of you do or the chat.
It's LA and Spurs.
Yeah. Nothing from Utah.
I played LeBron under 34.5 PRA, which is gone. I think 33.5 is good. I don't know if he's going to play, but
yeah,
he hasn't played a back-to-back all year. I think that they'll be pretty conservative with his minutes. I personally think that the Spurs have a really good chance of just blowing them out. I think the Lakers stink. I don't trust Luka and LeBron to compete on defense. The Spurs are coming off of like back-to-back losses.
Right.
They're a really good defense when Wemby plays. So yeah, I'm on LeBron.
I lean Stephen Castle Stephen Castle over 30.5 PRA. He's
Stephen Castle is his dorky alter ego like Stefan or Kel and
exactly.
That's an older cut.
That's who played against Memphis, by the way.
Oh,
because
right.
He shot 38.
Stephen Castle. Yeah.
And
that was the problem.
I think that's the problem here, and that's what gets us over. Is I don't think he shoots 38% again. I love the idea. I know Wemby is on a minutes restriction here, but I love the idea of getting a lot of assists via lobs or just tossing it down to Wemby in the restricted area and just letting him do the work for us. I love the rebounds here. I think 30.5 is fair, but I think it's a number that Stephen Castle can beat versus the Lakers specific.
Stephen can't, but Stefan can for sure.
Bingo.
So I'm with you. I love your confidence in Stefan. Go UConn. I wanted to pull this up from Juki Taylor because he said I took 8 and screaming it, but I took 8 and under PRA tend to get played off the floor. Like I feel like what you're saying is like centers tend to get played. He gets played off the floor for sure, but centers also like what I was actually thinking along these lines. That's not the exact same thought, but is correlated. Is like, well, I wasn't thinking it. Swish still loves Jared Vanderbilt rebounds because he's capable like of getting 18 rebounds in a game. He's a really, really good rebounder who that's all he does when he's out there alongside guys like Luka. He got high 20s last night. And if I knew that, if I was confident in high 20s, then I would love 5.5 at almost any number. But it might be correlated to him being a better matchup against the Spurs than is DeAndre Ayton. He only played 17 minutes in this one. He's been getting more minutes as of late. And that's also the Rui bump, right? Rui not being in, who I think he's still out. So I think he's actually a better matchup to be the number one defender on Wemby, which might just forward him a few more minutes. If he does play, let's just give him something conservative here, like 22 to 26. Still looks pretty good at 5.5. I do think 6 boards is a pretty solid projection for him. Let's pull up the Lakers real quick. So I'll just finish before I get to Lakers, though. This is, if you guys want to take a quick look at the way we have the projections set up for the Spurs in this one. I think Wemby at 20, 18, 20, whatever is fair. He's a point a minute is also very fair. Maybe an under projection, honestly. So if anything interests anybody in that one, in who's available here, I get it. But if I look at the Lakers just to see what we think of some minutes for Vandy, 20 minutes. Yeah, 6 boards in 20 minutes though. And if you think he's getting higher than that, then I think 5.5 is still a pretty good number for his boards in this situation. He's going to be needed for that kind of stuff. So the minutes might be there enough for me to get there with the rebounds for Vanderbilt, but that's about it. So since we're pretty much overtime anyway, Ty, is there anything else you wanted at any game that we didn't touch on that you at least want to get through?
No, I think we kind of hit the nail on pretty much everything.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Actually, I'll just say to Matt, chat, anything that you wanted to make sure we got?
There's a couple of Luka unders if y'all want to look at that.
Right. Luka unders. Any idea what the cap is there?
It just says Luka under 41.5 PA. And then there's a 45.5 PA out there somewhere.
Yeah, there's 44.5. That's the number. With 45s available in a couple spots. So just a number that he hasn't hit a lot, I imagine, even though he's just butting his head up right against it for 44.5. Not a great matchup to be doing this. I guess if LeBron's questionable, this seems like a reasonable number more so. Yeah, without
quick
LeBron,
note
it's a lot more doable.
About Milwaukee, apparently Bobby is down to 10.5 points.
Yeah, I hit that.
Okay.
Did I talk about that? I might not have mentioned it.
I don't believe we haven't talked about
We didn't
Milwaukee
touch this game at all.
State.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this has been 10.5 for a little bit. Oh, it's still only FanDuel. Okay, it's coming down to other places. There we go. That's fine. I mean, a 10.5 standard. That's great. I'm good with that for Bobby. So, the Revy is at 12.5. J-Main, is that true? That seems high.
It does seem
That
high.
would also feel like a bit of a LeBron out bump, wouldn't it? Since he's questionable.
Yeah. It definitely is a little bit, especially against Spurs for sure.
Yeah, where the hell do you get off at 12.5 points? Like you, what? I guess there's no Rui and no LeBron, so he got 30. He's getting like 35 minutes. But like, let's give him a floor of 32. It's not that impressive still. While his average is 14.5, skewed entirely by dominating the Grizzlies, because that's, I believe, his former team. Interestingly, so he dominates his former team in 35 minutes. But like, other than that, man, he had a big shooting game against these two squads. Yeah, that's high, no matter how you slice it. I see that. Great look, J-Main. When I saw that, I was like, what? That is high. That's crazy. Love that. Good look. I'm going to probably be adding that to my card now. Last thing I would ask, just because we're on here, is does anybody like GG Jackson today? I couldn't really end up getting there with it, with GG and how like little he's been used even when he's playing. But I guess it's based on if Santi's out to me. Ja's probably not playing, it feels like. I don't know what to do that game. We can dip out. All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, let's not force this. I got other stuff to do. There's better use of everybody's time here than to start parsing that stuff. So one more time, I had Ty stuff here. So if you do want to follow Ty on the YouTube, did I get that right? Tyven SB?
Yep,
Twitter?
Tyven SB on Twitter. Straight bet. You got it.
All right, bet. Straight betting on YouTube. A lot of stuff. You're going live sometimes, but you got videos pretty much throughout the week, right, as well. So anything else that you got going on there, that's pretty much the gist.
Same old, honestly.
Bet. Well, yeah, check it out, man. It's still good stuff. I know he's been on a number of heaters. He's one of the few guys that doesn't seem to be getting bludgeoned right now. So appreciate you as always. Not as late. You should have let me just keep going.
Yeah, I've been getting bludgeoned, so it's
Got you. We're all in the same. We're all in this together, man. Misery loves company. We're all gonna rise up and take over the books. But as always, live show Maddie producer, live show producer Maddie. There we go. Appreciate you with the comments, everybody jumping in. So I'll be back here with stuff for tomorrow, and then we'll have another live pretty soon. Might be doing one on Friday with like 10 games. So appreciate y'all. Have a good night tonight. Till we see you next. Happy betting.